Is Bitcoin gaining mainstream acceptance, and what will this mean to not only Bitcoin prices but other assets too? Joining me today is Clem Chambers. He is the CEO of ADVFN. It's a global stocks, shares, and crypto information website. He's also the author of one of Amazon's bestsellers, 101 Ways to Pick Stock Market Winners. Clem, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me on. Also, my crypto book was #1 for crypto about 9 months ago when it came out as well.
Congratulations, and I'm happy to talk the crypto market with you now, Clem. Let's talk about the rally we're seeing behind Bitcoin right now. What's fueling it for you?
As far as I'm concerned, it's the trade war with China. I mean, the Chinese have always been big Bitcoin people, and I think they're afraid that the renminbi or yuan, whatever you want to call it, their own currency is going to get, knocked down. They're going to be devaluing it. And, if you had a lot of yuan, you'd want to be out of that.
Right.
Unfortunately, for the Chinese, they can't just take their money abroad because of their capital controls. So you're going to stick it in Bitcoin, aren't you? And, that makes your money very, very flexible. So I think there's a rush to buy Bitcoin in China. And that's what's driving it. There's also a lot of interest in Iran at the moment because obviously America might be dropping its bombs on the unfriendly guys over there. And I think that's also driving quite a lot of Bitcoin purchasing.
And Clem, we hear the China angle come up often, but what about the institutional angle, institutional investors, and how we'll also see a lot of U.S. brokerage firms offering Bitcoin to their clients in 2019? How much of this could be fueling the rally here?
I think there's a bit of fuel there. I'm not a big believer in institutions and crypto at this stage because I think they think it's magic money. When I speak to institutions in the UK, for example, they go, "Oh yeah, crypto, that weird thing, no." And so they're like years away from really engaging. And there's no major investment banks running crypto desks. There's no pension funds getting into crypto. If you look at the size of the market, which is one of the exciting things as far as I'm concerned, even after this big run, it's a $250 billion market in totality. And when you strip away all the tokens and you just look at coins, and when you look just at mineable coins, it's way less than that. So, it's aggressive to say that the whole of the crypto space is equivalent to one stock like Disney. So it's a tiny, tiny, tiny market, but it has a massive amount of interest, particularly amongst the so-called millennials and particularly amongst people out in Asia. So it's really like having a fabulously famous brand that everybody loves, like Apple, and then it trading at a fifth of the value that Apple trades at.
So what do we do with Bitcoin at this price level, Clem? What do you suggest to investors right now?
Well, I've got to say, I kind of called the initial bubble, and I called it on Forbes when I got out 18,000, and I've been calling it from about 5,000 all the way down to 3,000. I originally called the crash down to 2,500, but it didn't quite go low as that. And it's really acquire Bitcoin. And I've been acquiring Bitcoin over a year now since that crash, since it came down and got significantly under 10,000. I've been acquiring it, and now I'm feeling very happy. And I think that's the way to go. Acquire.
Is it a hedge for you? Do you consider it a hedge?
Not really. It's too much of an upside asset. There's too much that could go right. I mean, hedges. I mean, it's like stodge. Yeah, it's like putting concrete in your boots to slow you down. I mean, hedges are expensive, and they kind of spoil your returns when you're right. They kind of help you when you don't get it wrong. It's not really. It's too much of an amazing upside asset to be looked at as a hedge, I think.
Let me ask you this then, because we've had experts on both sides of the debate. So would you classify Bitcoin as a form of money? Is that what it is for you? Or is it a store of value? How do you see it?
Well, it's absolutely money. Our business gets paid a lot for advertising in crypto because it gets to us faster than it would do if they were buying some of our products, particularly advertising, from, say, an international country. Because if an advertiser wanted to, say, buy some of our products and with their corporate credit card, we are at risk that could be reversed out in 6 months' time, for example. And also, if they paid us by wire, it takes several days to show up, and it's really expensive. So if you wanted to book advertising with us, as somebody did during the hurricane 2 years ago in Florida, their bank was evacuated. They couldn't send the money. Actually, it was a Saturday, and they wanted the advertising campaign to run as soon as possible. So we could take the money on a Saturday in a hurricane and get the money quicker and be more sure that we were going to be able to get paid and nothing was going to go wrong than we could ever have done with dollars. So it's a better money for us, particularly in international transactions of a certain scale. So it is definitely money. Is it a store of value? Well, we know it is. It was worth a lot, and then it was worth quite a lot, but not as much, and now it's worth more again. So it's definitely storing my value.
Clem, if I had to ask you, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but Bitcoin or gold or both?
I can't get to the airport with a significant amount of money in gold. I mean, for a lot of people, they probably could, but I could not take enough gold out of the country for it to be useful to me if I had to, leave the country. If I was a South Korean and I thought the North was going to drop a bomb on my city. If I was an Iranian that was having to run away from people in Iran. All sorts of reasons why I might want to take a lot of money abroad. I can't do more than $10,000. In gold, I can't carry enough. It's too heavy. I can't take, say, 20 kilos of gold to the airport. They wouldn't even let me take it through the metal detectors. But Bitcoin, not a problem.
Let me ask you this on the retail side, Clem. All those guys and gals that got burned by Bitcoin, coming off those highs and coming crashing down, do you think we'll see them come back? Are we seeing them come close to Bitcoin again?
They never went away. I mean, we have significant crypto traffic on ADVFN, and there's a lot of people watching the price. Yes, I got a lot of phone calls when it started to crash from people that probably shouldn't have bought because, they are market novices, and crypto is a high risk, high volatility instrument. And, really it was it's a gift to a professional trader or investor because the market itself is so young and so quite easy to predict as far as I'm concerned. But for a novice investor, for a novice in crypto and a novice in finances altogether, it's a dangerous area. And it's probably been for quite a few people an expensive learning curve. However, for those that are sensible, for those that are just acquiring it to build up a position in Bitcoin for maybe 5 or 6 years' time, or maybe even a year's time when the actual mining reward halves, then I don't think there's much to be worried about. It's like all investing. If you do it sensibly and you do it as if you're a boring old guy like me, you'll do okay. If you go in there and you treat a Bitcoin like a casino, it will treat you like a gambler and you'll probably lose your shirt. Investment is always a good way ahead. Doesn't matter what the asset is. Speculation, very dangerous game. You have to be very, very, very good at speculation.
Clem Chambers,
to make any money.
Thank you so much joining us from Paris. We'll see you soon, sir.
See you. Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow.